it out there to be sure people know that we are having a live parade, and the porch parade is not going to be a competition like it was before. And then the group tonight is to meet about the parade after party. And, I've done the parade for many years, and people always go, okay, parade's over, now what? I always go, well, go home. So now we can say, and we're the parade after party. And Lisa and Tina and I, who are the co-founders of Tri-City Nonprofit Coalition, really have always wanted to really bring nonprofits together in a non-competitive way, working on the same goals, sharing resources. And this is kind of like a dream come true. And it'll be a signature event for everyone, especially for Tri-City Nonprofit Coalition as the kind of like the overarching umbrella. And to just let you know, we have sponsors already. We have the Fremont Chamber of Commerce is going to be a sponsor. We have Alameda County Supervisor David Halbert, who Lisa and I tasked when he was running if he was going to truly support nonprofits. And he's showing that he truly wants to support nonprofits by being a sponsor. And we're hoping that Tri-City Voice will be a sponsor, and whoever else we can pick up along the way. So with that said, 6:05, I'm Kathy Kimberlin, one of the co-founders of Tri-City Nonprofit Coalition, and then Tina and Lisa, and we'll go around the room here. Tina.
Hello, everybody. I'm letting in Ruth. My name is Tina Fernandez Steckler. I'm the Executive Director at HERS Breast Cancer Foundation. We provide support and post-surgical products to breast cancer patients, and we have locations in Fremont at Washington Hospital, San Leandro, and Kaiser Permanente, and we are opening officially, soft opening this week, officially next week in Livermore, at a space on North 11th Street. So thank you for joining us, and I'll pass it on to Lisa Stambaugh.
I'm Lisa Stambaugh. I think most of you know me, or I know most of you, and I'm not an official anybody at a nonprofit other than this one, but I've worked on quite a few nonprofit websites, and some of my clients are in this room, past or current, and so I'm the third musketeer, I guess.
And so I just so you all know that my day job is now with Supervisor Halbert, but I work with so many nonprofits in Fremont, Fremont Education Foundation, Citizens for Better Community, Fremont 4th of July Parade, I'm a Rotarian, and it's pretty much all things community. So let's hear from the rest of you. Taz and Tony, would you like to go next? Your name and who you're with or what you do.
Sure. My name is Taz Gill. I am I'm the co-founder of Angel Aid. We're a local nonprofit in Fremont.
And you do, your nonprofit serves who?
Just the local underprivileged families. We're also helping refugees as well. Our main focus is child abuse prevention.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Tony.
Hi, I'm Tony Schellen, and I started a local chapter of Brady United Against Gun Violence right after the Sandy Hook shooting. It used to be known as the Brady Campaign. It's the same organization, they just rebranded. And I also am involved with the Tri-City Interfaith Council. So this is a wonderful idea. I'm excited. So thank you.
Great. How about next we'll have Vera and Ann and then Linda Delaney. Vera?
I'm Vera Kazak. I'm the program manager with the nonprofit Music for Minors 2, keeping music in the schools over 30 years now. I'm also a docent. I teach music in the schools. I volunteer with PTA and with Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Thank you. Ann?
Hi, I'm Ann Morrison. I'm the current president of Ohlone Humane Society, and we're the Tri-City advocate for all animals, and we run one of the only wildlife rehabilitation centers in the area.
Welcome. Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda Delaney. I am on the board of Fremont Education Foundation, and I'm a member of Fremont for Everyone, which is an organization that the goal is to find housing for everybody in the city of Fremont. I'm also a member of Tony's Tri-City Brady Coalition. And I am a member of 10 PTAs in Alameda, Fremont, Pleasanton, and Santa Clarita. And I also volunteer for Spectrum Community Services, which is a organization in Hayward, Union City, Fremont, Dublin, a couple of other cities like that. And they do Meals on Wheels and a bunch of services for senior citizens, of which I am a senior citizen finally. Yay.
Thank you, Linda. Next, let's hear from Kathy and then Liz and Michael.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathy Laidlaw. I am with NAVZ/Give Teens 20. We are an education nonprofit that helps mostly at-risk teens, freshmen in high school is who we mostly work with, to learn about their unique strengths, therefore giving them hope for the future and increased engagement in school. We do this by administering the Gallup or Clifton Strengths Finder assessment, and then we coach them. I am a certified Gallup strengths coach and love what I do.
Welcome. Liz?
Good evening. Hi, I'm Liz Ames. I'm actually an elected official. I'm your BART director,
Yeah.
representing South Hayward all the way to Fremont. But in this capacity, I'm a board member of Tri-City Ecology Center. It's an amazing organization that's been around for the 70s. Now Carolyn's here. Thank God she's going to explain it even more. But we are really focused on, creating an urban forest, promoting, drought tolerant landscapes, water conservation. We're involved with a lot of active projects that are, on the horizon, like we don't want to develop near the wetlands because that should be an area that should be preserved for, to buffer sea level rise. So I'm really happy to be part of this group. Thank you.
Welcome. Michael.
Hello, everybody. I kind of like this ratio. I'm the only guy here.
Woo!
Yeah. Hi, I am a board member of the Niles SNA Silent Film Museum.
Oh, good.
I hope some of you have been there. And if you haven't, you'll be going there. I'm kind of filling in tonight for, you may know my fellow volunteer, Rena Keene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she and her husband David are up at the Silent Film Festival in San Francisco tonight. And so she asked me to fill in for her. So those of you who are not familiar with us, we are in the District of Niles, right there on the main street. And we basically teach the history of silent film, and particularly the film studio that you see in the background behind me here, which was right there in Niles over 100 years ago. So I'm happy to be here, and let's go.
Happy to have you here as well. Wow. Next, let's hear from Caroline, and then Carol Zilli, and then Julie Gilson.
Hi, I'm Caroline Harris. I'm the chair of TCEC, Tri-City Ecology Centre. And like Liz said, we were formed just after the first Earth Day, before we were all born, of course, long time ago. We've been watching over the environment for the Tri-Cities since then. And now that we're in the 21st century, we really do need to get a new focus. And I think this will be a great way to launch whatever we're going to do into the next 50 years. Okay, welcome. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for being here. Carol.
Yes, I'm going to put another plug in for Niles. I'm a lifelong resident of Niles. In fact, my dad ran the movies in the original Niles movie theater. So my roots are deep in Niles. Love this little town and still live here. I'm the director, the founder and executive director of Music for Minors too. And I'm also, I always forget to say this, I'm a member of Cal RTA. I'm a retired teacher as well, and a church cantor and music director of a children's choir at church. But one of my greatest thrills is being a Music for Minors 2 docent in my second granddaughter's class. I'm doing that at Niles School right now. So that's the pure joy that comes with our program. Thank you.
Carol, I would like to add that when I first came to our museum back in 2006, the MC of our films was Tommy Andrew.
Oh, I
you
knew.
might have known Tommy.
Yes, and he was a member. He became a volunteer in our program. He became one of our.
I know, and so from time to time on our Saturday night films, he would go and volunteer for you people, and I would fill in as the MC of our films. And after Tommy, bless his heart, passed away, I became the permanent MC, and will be again when we start showing our silent movies, hopefully later this year.
Great. Yeah.
But I love Tommy. He
Yeah.
was great. I'm still emulate him, try to be as good as he was up there as the MC. I'm still trying to do that.
Wonderful man. Wonderful man.
Good to hear. A little history in the house here.
Mhm.
Okay, let us continue on with our introductions so that we can then move on to building our program. Julie, and then Kamal.
Good evening. I'm Julie Gilson, and I'm the current president of the Fremont Cultural Arts Council. We've been in existence for over 50 years to promote and support arts and artists in the community of Fremont. We operate as an umbrella organization and work in conjunction with the various performing and visual arts organizations.
Welcome. Kamal.
Hello, nice to meet everyone. My name is Kamal, and I am a co-founder of Angel Aid along with Taz. And we're a fairly new nonprofit. We just started last year. We've been helping our local underprivileged families, and our main mission, which we are working on, is to do some research and create a program for child abuse prevention in our local community.
Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome. Let's hear next from Emily, Ruth, and then Deepa.
Hi, I'm Emily Anderson. I'm joining on behalf of Jen Dao Rowell and Chow Lee, who you might know. I'm with SAVE, Safe Alternatives to Violent Environments. We're an agency in Fremont that supports survivors of intimate partner violence. And I'm the community engagement and education manager. Happy to be here.
Welcome. Ruth.
Hi, I'm Ruth Narayan with League of Women Voters in Fremont, Newark, and Union City. I'm on the board as the publicity chair. I'm fairly new with the organization, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Lisa, for inviting me.
Great, great. Welcome. Deepa and then Sherry.
Hi, everyone. It's great to see you all here. My name is Deepa Chordia, and I'm the outreach manager with Life Elder Care. We are a Fremont-based nonprofit that provides free services, support, and resources to help seniors age at home.
Welcome.
Thank you.
My turn. Hi, I'm Sherry Plaza. I'm somewhat unaffiliated right now with the nonprofits, although I am a Meals on Wheels volunteer with Life Elder Care. But in my past life, I was Deepa's predecessor at Life Elder Care, and also was the development manager at SAVE, Tina's predecessor. I have a theme going on here. And on the board of directors of Starstruck for many years until recently. And I kind of miss all of you folks in the nonprofit world. So I thought this was a great way to kind of reconnect.
Welcome, welcome. What a diverse group we have here tonight. This is just like my personal dream come true. To have all these different nonprofits who serve so many different areas, but we all have common threads. And so that's what we're here tonight to talk about, is the commonality and the opportunity we can bring on the 4th of July to the community of Fremont. There's so many organizations, so many nonprofits that Fremont doesn't know about. I mean, even you look at Fremont Family Resource and they have so many nonprofits under their umbrella, and most of the community doesn't know what's under their umbrella. But we are here tonight to see how we can build a nice, vibrant event, our very first event after the parade. Right now, we're anticipating the parade starts at 10, usually gets done about 11:30 is the last, person going, because it's just a short 1 mile parade. It gets off and ends on Capitol. Well, the plaza is just down from where the parade ends. And so we were proposing, I'll tell you what we're proposing, and then let's have everybody weigh in. We were proposing a 12 to 2, which would give you time to set up, give time for people to get from the parade over to the plaza at the Fremont Downtown Event Center. And how it looks now would probably be, if you've ever been to Street Eats, a little bit like how Street Eats looks. There are canopies. You would bring your canopy, your table, and have a booth there. Greet the community with what you do in the community. And then also we would love for you to have an activity or a game for the kids. We have, and I'll let I'll let Lisa talk about some of the entertainment we have lined up, so that there will be live entertainment throughout the event. We're want to have some food trucks and possibly Das Brew in the house, so that we have something for every age of the family member. Lisa,
So we're
Tina.
all, I'm sorry, so we were all to bring our own little shade structure, right?
Yep.
Okay, for our booth, great.
Yep. So you would bring your canopy, and you would bring your table, and any supplies that you have within it. This is going to be a non-political event, non-campaigning event. It's really going to be about our nonprofits and what we do. So if anybody's running for something, we're probably not going to have their booth there. This is for the nonprofits. So Lisa, would you like to set more of the stage on what it's going to look like for entertainment?
Yeah, so speaking of set the stage, so our plan is to have a DJ for starters. And so we'll have music running, and in between the DJ sessions, Starstruck is going to perform Music for Minors. I think one of the Music for Minors students who normally does, Carol, maybe you can tell me, she's about 8, I think, Bella.
Yeah.
And she's quite an engaging personality. I've looked at her YouTube videos. So she'll do sing-along stuff with the younger kids. Music for Minors has all sorts of performance art things they can do to get the kids, whatever, dancing, singing. We've talked to the Ohlone production of Rent, and hopefully they will perform.
I'm sorry, where was that again? Ohlone what?
Ohlone College is doing
Yes.
Rent, the musical Rent.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
They will come do a song. Starstruck, who always does, such professional productions, is doing Les Mis this summer, Les Miserables. So we've already talked about a couple of numbers from them, which will be great. And, we're on the lookout for more possible entertainment from our nonprofits or from local community. And we're going to have food trucks. And as Kathy mentioned, we're hoping that each of the nonprofits that has a booth will have some kind of activity. It could be something very simple, a spinning wheel where you get a prize, or a game for kids, or whatever. We're going to have some little giveaway type things. I'm getting bubbles and tiny glider planes that kids can put together. So there'll be fun stuff going on. And so it's a combination of fun family event and educational opportunity for the nonprofits to get the word out to families about what they do. Did I miss anything, Kathy?
I think that's good. And I think that just so you know, so like I said, we've been around for about a year. We just got our nonprofit status at the beginning of this year, and we are not charging for any kind of membership or anything like that currently. We offer monthly speaker meetings that talk about anything from branding to fundraising to publicity. And then, so that's kind of been what we've been offering for the past year. And what we were hoping for this event is to have a minimal, and I saw Kathy's chat question, is there going to be an entry? And we didn't want to have an entry fee that would help us cover the cost to rent the plaza and to pay for any other particulars that might come up. So we were thinking a small entry fee of and you guys, this is where your feedback comes in. We were thinking a small entry fee of $20 or $25, just as a commitment that you'll be there, so that you don't wake up in the morning and go, yeah, I don't feel like it. But, having that small little commitment, a little skin in the game, help us mitigate some of the costs. But, we are going to have Supervisor David Halbert is going to be a sponsor, and I think a recurring sponsor, to help us really cover the cost of the rent of the place. And if we need to rent some more canopies or anything like that, or tables, that will probably cover that. So we're thinking just a minimal. What do you guys think about that? Just a minimal $20 or $25 entry fee. Does that sound reasonable?
Sounds good to me.
Very reasonable.
Yep.
Okay.
I think too, we've realized we have to get insurance for the day. We have some other expenses. And so we don't want to make this a huge burden on the participants. but it would be nice if it was sort of a break even event, and hopefully all the organizations have a budget for this sort of activity.
Mhm. And go ahead, Tony.
I just want to be sure. I attended the Earth Day event, which was wonderful. It was just so impressive. And, you know, just finally having an event center really meant something. But I know a lot of the booths were, can I assume that this is going to be outdoors?
Yes.
Okay, good, because unfortunately, yeah, there is a big surge. It finally hit my family. We hadn't had anyone, and now we have it going through one of our son's family. So we want to be cautious. And also at the Earth Day event, each of those booths that were, they seem to all go together so well. I thought that was something that was provided. Everyone just brought their own covering. Do you know?
Oh, no, that was probably provided by the city of Fremont, right?
Oh, okay.
Caroline, do you know?
It was definitely provided by the city, and they rented it from somewhere. And I think
I see. So that would just
that's
raise-
what makes it look so good, because they're a uniform. So if we all bring our own, we've all got different colours. They're all shabby and higgledy-piggledy, and it's going to look like
I think that another question related to that is we can rent tables and chairs, and then of course that would up the fee a little bit, or people could bring their own, or people could choose whether we arrange it or they bring their own. We need to sort of figure out
I
what.
don't think the table and chairs are difficult at all. It's just that, as she said, having everything kind of go together.
Similar, yeah, similar canopies.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how much that would cost. I mean, I'm going to be scrambling to find somebody that has a, you know, one of those that I can use. Does anyone have any idea what it would cost?
Tina, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, hers hosts a fall walk run every year. We just did a clean out at our storage unit, and I had to throw out quite a few, unfortunately. But I think I still have about 20 that are operational. So as long as I can get help bringing them to and from the storage unit, they would all be, they're green. I think they're mostly green and blue. You know, we don't have like random ones. And I have covers, spare covers, because I don't like the look of things looking, tatty, as, Carolyn was saying. So, and then sometimes people, I mean, if you've got a budget for it, I know we have these tents because our walk includes a community expo. Some folks that have nice budgets for marketing have their own branded canopy that they bring. I mean, if that's the case, I think people should be welcome to do that, but that's an option.
And those of us that use yours could make a small donation to hers. Yeah,
That's what I was gonna
I know
suggest.
you used to wear a different hat, so.
I was going to suggest that if people are going to use the hers tent, maybe we up the fee for $5 or $10 or something, so hers gets a little bit of a donation out of.
Yeah, I mean, my only request is just to be gentle with them, because I've loaned them out in the past and people have returned them and they've been damaged. And I've trusted folks. No one here. That it has happened. Julie has her hand raised.
Yes, the Fremont Cultural Arts Council has grid wire, which is, I don't know if you know what that is. It's covered wire that stands about 5 feet high, and they're various size panels, and you can accordion them and zip tie them together if you want to display pictures on them. And Tina, to respond to about skin in the game and having things returned, I'd have to check with the board, and maybe that would be our contribution. But when we've rented our own canopies, we do charge a nominal amount. We charge $5 a day, just again to have people try to be a little careful about it. But we do have the grid wire. We also have some folding chairs. I think we've got about 20 of those. So we have those resources. The other thing is, if organizations have banners, those can be put on a canopy to put your own, in effect, logo, if you're covering up a hers logo.
Yeah, no, our canopies are not branded. And I have done the same thing where I've hung our signage has like grommets, that rolls up. And so we've tied it to the back, and we also have a tablecloth with our logo on the front. So there's lots of ways you can make sure your logo and your brand is shared.
Right.
I think also if there were two groups that had a similar scope or somehow were related and wanted to share a booth, that would be fine. If somebody thought, well, we don't need a whole space.
Or perhaps if you can't be there the whole time, maybe you split it. There's 1 hour is the one group and the other hour is the other group. We're fine with that, Good one. Vera?
So will there be parking for us nearby? Because if we're carrying tables and chairs and all our supplies and the canopy, and
that's on our to-do list. That's on our to-do list to find out. Yes.
Okay.
We'll
and what
find
time
that
can
out.
we set up? And as a nonprofit, do we need to have our own insurance for this? I know for when we're doing other festivals, I think we have to get insurance. I presume for this we would too. Right?
So Lisa, can you add that into I'm not sure how to add that into the table, but asking about, do the nonprofits need to have insurance, or will it just be our umbrella and then parking?
Thank you.
Good question.
The HERS event, do the people that have booths need to have their own insurance?
No, we take out, well, okay, so it's a little bit different. It's an East Bay Regional Park site. So it's Quarry Lakes, and we're required to carry, I think it's like $1 million in insurance. So it's kind of an umbrella policy, I believe. I'm trying to think of our spot or community expo form, and we don't include that. So we provide, as I said, we provide canopies. We rent. It's not Stewart Rentals. It's I think it's a different company, but we rent chairs and tables. That's included. But for nonprofits, for our organization, because we have all these other costs, it's a more complicated event. Our nonprofit fee for the day is $85, I think. And honestly, we do that too, as Kathy said, to make sure people show up. Yeah, because honestly, I've made that mistake where I've had people say, I'll pay you the day of, and then they don't show. Which, when I've put up a tent and set aside a table for them, and then they text or call me and say they're not showing, that's disappointing.
Okay, now I have a question. In the area where the booths will be, is it going to be gridded out? And like, for instance, will each organization get a space waiting for them, like with a number? They say you get a number, like you're number 5, you go to space number 5.
Yeah.
And set up your tent there.
Yeah, that sounds like a good, proactive organization. When we did the stroll and roll, we didn't have that, and it was a little more chaotic just recently when we had the stroll and roll in the Niles Canyon. And I like it when you're going to booth 5, you're going to spots 2, you're going, and it's chalked out or something. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Would you go over the time again? I know I'd written down when you were talking, you said 12 to 2. Is 12 to 2 the time of the event? Because I know usually we'll march in the parade. So, I don't remember how long, if we'd be done by 11 or what, but are you saying we'd be setting up and we'd have to be set up by noon, and then the event only goes till 2? Would you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but we can revisit the exact timing on that. Because there will be some people who are in the parade and then go to this. And what we were hoping, Tina and Lisa and I were talking about that, thinking, well, if the organization allows, you might have some people in the parade, and then you might have another 2 setting up at the plaza. I don't imagine it's going to take a long time to set up at the plaza.
Well, how long does it take? Will it take to get from where the parade ends to the area where where this party will be?
It's so close. It's like a half a block. It's right there.
Okay, so that's not an issue.
No.
Okay.
No, it's right there. That's why this is like a perfect partner. Really makes a lot of sense. And then if we think that, and then I'll go back, we're having weekly meetings now with the parade, and I can confirm when that end time is, and, when we should be setting up, because we don't want too long between the end of the parade and this, because we'll lose people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can tighten this up a little bit
Yeah,
if we
other
need.
people could be setting up while some of us are marching, so
Mhm.
that would work. I'm curious as to who else was invited, because obviously we have a lot, even more organizations. I don't know if you're looking for more to be involved. Is it possible to see a list of everyone that was invited, or?
We have about 70 subscribers to our newsletter.
Oh, okay.
And so they were all invited to this meeting tonight. Some of them are here and some of them are not. They might not realize, because we don't all look at our emails. There were a bunch, quite a handful that Tina, myself, and Lisa strategically contacted to say, we want you here. Please know about this. Please join us. And we really would love representation from Fremont, Newark, and Union City, not just Fremont, because we are the Tri-City Nonprofit Coalition. And the more we have the word out and include other areas in the Tri-Cities, the more vibrant and better representation we have, right?
Yeah.
So if you know another organization that you work with, tell them, hey, and what we can probably do is probably have, and we probably should have, we normally meet monthly, but we should have another follow-up to this meeting too.
Yeah. I know I belong to a couple of the other organizations that are here, so that was very nice to see you.
Well, there were some that were invited that we think were a really good fit, and they just didn't have anybody available tonight, like Starstruck. Everybody's at rehearsal.
Yeah.
Be here. Candlelighters, we think will be involved. They are usually in the parade, and they've got the ghost house is happening this year, so they want to get the word out. The Museum of Local History that's in Mission San Jose, some of the historical groups are really interested in having a presence to promote what they do. And, it doesn't have to be just nonprofits about family or children events, but we think that's the best, that's the audience that will be there, right?
Lisa, do you know if Tri-City Interfaith Council or Compassionate Fremont were on the list?
I'm sure some people in that group are on our mailing list. I have not personally
Would that
contacted.
be appropriate? I could mention it.
Oh,
Yeah.
please do. Please do.
Please do.
And that seems like a logical thing where they
Make it shareable,
Yes.
because we kind of
That would be great. And perhaps we should talk a little bit more too about this idea that every group that's there would have some sort of engagement activity, whether it's a game or a spin the wheel to a freebie or whatever, so that there's stuff to do beyond walk around and talk to people.
That's a really good point, Lisa. I know that the Chamber of Commerce does a really good job with that. Like for street eats, I usually sign up for 3 of those because it's a free outreach opportunity, and they're very organized. Their reminder comes out. I mean, they even include like Napoleon's great. He'll even include like, and the weather will be on this day. But they also really encourage folks to have something interactive. We're lucky we had a volunteer we're breast cancer, that we had a volunteer make a pink spinny wheel. So when we spin it, it makes a noise, it attracts attention. And I have giveaways for adults and kids. Usually it's just stuff that's donated. It could be hand sanitizer, it could be little dollar store finger rings for kids. I just wanted to make sure that I wanted to bring to your attention, Kathy has asked about marketing and if we have food trucks committed. So I don't want her question to sit too long in the chat. So.
Good. So yes, we're working with food trucks, Food Truck Mafia. We're working with them currently. I need to get them more details. And then marketing will be everyone's job. So it will also be marketed by the Fremont 4th of July parade as the after party. And then we will come up with things for you to share so that we all have the same branding, because that will be nice to have the branding of, Tri-City Nonprofit Coalition, and you are a part of this event. And yeah.
And Music for Minors has an event coming up, and we have a little thing in their program, which they gave us space for, and we'll have stuff in the Tri-City Voice. And one thing that we haven't talked about, but at the parade, hopefully we'll be able to say to people, hey, don't leave. Yeah. Stick around. We got stuff going on, right? We'll have the people right there.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps
we all
some
have
signs
emails.
with arrows saying this way to the after party
Oh,
from where
that's
the
a good one.
parade ends.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
and we could include it, you know, we could, so like for the ad, I'm pretty confident that Tri-City Voice will do an ad for us. We can include a QR code that would land to our event page. Same thing though, if we had signs saying event this way, we could include a QR code. People could scan it while they're standing around or, yeah.
There was a question from Emily about a logo, and we have Tri-City Nonprofit Coalition as a logo, and the parade has a logo. So I don't know that we want to have a separate logo so much as we want to have something with both logos that says this is coordinated partnership.
Do you want to drop your logo into the chat so they can see what you sent to Music for Minors and see if anybody has any?
Oh, what I had, I don't know.
Yeah, because you did something with fireworks and then the Tri-City Nonprofit Coalition. And then what we could do is we could include other logos, of course, onto our final flyer, of course, everyone's logo so that you have, you know.
I don't know that I can put a logo in the chat, but we can always send it out later to people. I mean, it's a little ad that has our logo, the 4th of July parade logo, and some fireworks in the background.
Maybe you could have it announced as well, several times. You know how there's an announcer?
Yes.
For the
Oh, during
parade.
the parade. Oh,
During
yeah.
the parade.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll get that mic time, right, Kathy?
Yep.
Kimberlyn, yay. It's good to know
Yep.
people in high
Oh,
places.
Sherry has a good suggestion that we have a banner at the end of the parade. Don't leave yet. Follow us.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yes.
And I'm sure we all have email lists and social media that we can advertise it
Well,
to.
and I'll make an event on Facebook for it, so people can, you know, either link to that or share it or invite their friends, whatever they want.
What's your Facebook page?
It's, you know, Facebook / Tri-City Nonprofit Coalition.
Okay.
You can find us there.
Yeah, the handle is at sorry, just a sec. I'm trying to open this up. The handle is at TCN. Well, it's TC and then nonprofit. Hold on, let me open this up. Coalition.
And we'll have a separate page on our website. I haven't made that yet, but we'll have a page to drive people that'll have all the information as well.
Yeah.
And what I could do, if this is helpful for you guys, is create some little, you know, some small artwork that people could put in their newsletter and say, hey, we're going to be at this thing, whatever, or could put on their own Facebook page. And then I'll just put them on our website so you can go to that page and get what you need. I do that. I have other nonprofits where we do that. We put their logo, we put their flyer, we put whatever, so that anybody who wants to can grab it.
And then what we can do also is we can, when we include, we'll do something for the Tri-City Voice. And so whoever is registered and going to be a part of this, you know, your name will be included in that. Whatever we do on social media, if we have your logo, we'll include that.
And I'm putting the link to our website, tcnpc.org. If you're new to us, please check it out. If you want to be added to our nonprofit list, if you don't see your organization there, we will add that. There is a form for that on the website. Excuse me, Lisa will link to your homepage. And if you have an event, please make use of our calendar.
TC.
I just shared it in the chat. It's tcnpc.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Good.
And Emily just commented, she's looking at the parade's website. Would it be possible to get a plug for the after party on their site?
I will put that on our to-do list.
I don't manage that one.
What was that?
I don't manage that website.
I'm tempting as it might be, right, Lisa?
I used to do the parade.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Semi-retirement, what a thing. Yay.
So this is great in that you guys have all brought in lots of really good ideas. Can people who think they're going to have a booth just raise their hand so we kind of get a feel for?
Yeah.
Okay, so just so we have
awesome.
So that's going to be Ohlone Humane Society, and then Tony, would you be with the Brady or with the
Brady, but I'll also ask, yeah.
Brady?
I'll
Okay,
ask.
and Bus Music for Minors, Save.
Looks like Brady and Glad Save will be there.
Okay, League of Women Voters and Life Elder Care.
TCEC.
This is great. So, I mean, it's also great marketing for us to go to other people and say, hey, all these other people have already signed up.
And then Angel Aid was also had their hand up.
Okay.
And then Niles SNA Silent Film Museum.
Right. Okay, so this is the list I have. Ohlone Humane Society, Brady, Music for Minors, Save, League of Women Voters, SNA, Life Elder Care, Tri-City Ecology, Angel Aid. Is that everything?
And then we're going to see from Kathy from Give Teens 20 or Nav
Z.
Yeah, she's gonna. You need board buy-in. Okay.
Okay. And Lisa, please add hers to the web your list.
Okay, hers. Good.
What do you think, Lisa? Do you think Fremont for Everyone would want to do one too?
That would be a fantastic idea. I mean, technically they're not legally a nonprofit, but I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Lisa, can you put Music for Minors 2, please? Roman numeral 2.
Yeah, I said Music for Minors, but yes, I wrote 2.
Good. And
I
then
think
we've also
so
got.
many of us belong to each other's organizations that maybe at some point we could ring a bell and then we can switch booths. And
Yeah, everybody change.
That's what I feel like. I know, right?
I definitely understand about board approval, both for branding purposes and financial purposes. I just wanted to get a feel for, you know, what we've got. And also, it looks like we have a good sort of distribution around different types of nonprofits, right? So we want to look for gaps in what we're trying to showcase in case there are certain people we should invite.
I'll reach out to Fremont Council PTA and get them going, so they can have a booth that then would represent all the 39
That would be
PTAs
amazing.
in Fremont. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
They actually had a booth at the Earth Day, I know.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Kidango would be great. I saw that from Emily. Does anybody have any ideas now about what kind of activity or game they might? I should say, I'm planning to get like little mini bubble things to give to kids and these little glide. I mean, I was assigned party favors for my grandson's birthday party. So I've just done all this recon on great things for kids. So I'm ready to go get a bunch of stuff just to get out.
If you remember the Niles, we had the mini golf.
Oh, that would be great.
Our place was one of the holes in the mini golf, so we had a hole where you know, so you can hit the ball in.
Is that something you can bring? Is that something you can?
We would have to look into it, but I'm bringing that up as a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have, you know what, I think it's called cornhole, is that right?
Yeah. Love
Does anybody
that.
have a set of that?
Yeah, that would be fun.
And it sounds like Ann does.
Yeah, I will say that you're talking about, thinking about your space.
Yeah.
And if you've got a lot of people that want to play cornhole and they're throwing things.
Well, that's true.
You we wanted to have or chemical rocket launchers at one event. And we were not allowed to do that by the city of Fremont, paper rockets. So
yeah, even when you were saying the golfing thing, I mean, I was thinking that we do something that is within our booths, something that they could do right there. Because
I think, yeah,
then you're going to go infringe onto the other spaces. So that might be difficult.
I mean, if
like you said, if you had a wheel that or something that
we have a little Plinko board that sits on the table that people quite like playing with.
Now, it would be nice though if we did have something that could be in the middle of the grassy area for, kids get bored, and if there was something that the kids could do in the middle of that grassy
separate area where they could do that kind of thing.
Yeah, away from the booth so that they're not impacting the front of the booth. So maybe if the booths are around the area of the plaza and you have an area in the center, maybe there could be some kind of thing set up there for kids. That's just a general overall use area.
When you said a rocket launcher, I have to tell you something went off in my head. Please, nothing with guns, even if they don't shoot bullets. But
no water guns, no
let's
nothing.
encourage.
Ann had her hand raised.
You can shoot out of little way. I have things that I brought my grandkids that are like little animals and they, looks like they're spitting or whatever, but it doesn't have to be in the shape of a gun. Sorry. Very sensitive.
So Anne had her hand up. Did you still?
Oh, yeah. At Ohlone Humane Society, we try and attract children to our booth all the time, particularly at Niles Dog Show. We've had great success with making little animal masks out of lollipop sticks and paper, so they're compostable. We also do have a little cornhole thing that we can bring for a centralized area. We've also had success with putting tattoos on kids of little animals, and they just love that, and they wash off. And then finally, we've had kids make bracelets we've offered little beads and elastics, and that gets them to sit down at your booth and interact a little bit. So that's been some of our successes.
Very good ideas. Emily?
Those were awesome, Anne. Thank you. I just did a community fair with Cadengo, actually, and I was wondering if we can do something that they did when we get to this point in our planning. They were able to provide like a Google Earth satellite view of the space, and then they kind of sectioned out how big our booth would be. And I wonder if that's possible to do for this. It'd be really helpful, I think, in kind of plan our activities to know how much space we have or what adjacent space might be available.
I love that. I love that. And I just worked with Stroll and Roll, the event production person, was really good at that. So unless somebody here knows how to do it, I can reach out to them.
Also, Caroline and Liz, I was hoping you had something great that kids could learn, some ecology thing, composting thing, conservation. You must have lots of great ideas for kids education.
We'll put our heads together and come up with something. I've got a concern though that half an hour between the end of the parade and setting up. So what are people going to do? Because it's not an enclosed space. We can't stop people from coming in. I don't really want to have people coming in while the setup's going on.
So we may have to move it a little bit earlier, and maybe we move it a little bit earlier and setup is at 11, and you're just there hanging out until people show up, because people leave the parade at different times. So why don't I go back to the committee next week and say, okay, guys, when is really, and our parade organizer will know, when is the first entry stepping off? Because sometimes people leave after they've seen the entry they want. So when is the earliest that they step off, and when is the latest that they step off of the parade route? How does that sound?
Yeah, but I think that probably like people that are in the parade and have booths would probably be like to get the table set up before.
Oh yeah.
Parade.
Maybe if we have people who are, once we have our list confirmed of who wants to do the plaza, and then we have our parade list, I can work with that production guy and have the ones who are also having a booth maybe be earlier in the parade versus later in the parade. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So pretty much, Kathy, would the size of the booth be 10 by 10?
Yeah.
Much, I think, standard, yeah.
Yeah.
Music for Minors too, what we do a lot in our booths is the children make homemade instruments. So we'll have maybe the egg shakers and the rice, and then they put them together, or our little tongue depressors, and becomes a harmonica. So there would be things going on. Can we, but maybe this would be a conflict, can we have any music going on? Because maybe there would be music on a stage or area, and unless it was softer, because sometimes we have them play instruments, and it'd be nice to have a little accompaniment there. It could be on a CD player or something, but would that conflict, do you think? With the
booths, I think we don't want music in the booths.
Okay.
Unless it's just confined to your area, because what we're hoping is that we're going to have a DJ who's a community special needs young man who would be our DJ. And then when he's not doing something, then we would have Starstruck or Ohlone or, Music for Minors 2, possibly Stage 1 Theater, doing some entertainment and music in between.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yay for Alex.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I know him. He's wonderful. Yeah.
For other entertainment options, there's an awesome band that's associated with Friends of Children with Special Needs.
They're in. They're in.
They're in. Okay, awesome. They
Dream
are
Achievers.
amazing.
Dream Achievers.
Yes, Dream Achievers.
Yeah.
They're in. They're in.
Yay,
Yes.
okay.
Fremont's Recreation has, classes for dances and maybe, some of those kids or whatever could perform.
Mhm.
Kamal, did you want to ask a question? I think I saw your hand raised.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking of going back to the activities, like would it be possible to do some type of like a scavenger hunt with the kids that kind of encourages them and the families to kind of go around to the different nonprofits and kind of get an idea of, so it would be like, like a simple fact about a certain nonprofit and they have to go find which one it is. So it kind of encourages them to visit the different booths and kind of know what each nonprofit is about.
Yeah, like a passport kind of, so that all
Yeah.
the booths are, I've participated in those in the past. That's a good idea. Yeah, Kathy and Lisa, we maybe can talk about it offline or here, but maybe we could sponsor a prize. Like
something
like
with a prize.
if you fill your passport, if you go to
The trick for that one is then we have to know for sure who's committed to be there, because we put items on their passport, like questions to answer or things that they had to do.
Right.
Yeah, so it could involve the organizations that are committed,
right?
Instead of having one for everybody, just so that we know.
I mean, you could have it as simple as I talked to somebody at that booth and I got my passport stamped, and it could be that simple, so that we're not taking up time, whatever. Or we could say, what is their mission? But we could just say, if you visited them, you talked to somebody at the booth, whoever's stamping needs to know we need to have talked to you for a moment, and you could stamp it. And then Kathy Laidlaw was saying that everybody will need a stamp at their booth, and we would provide that.
Yeah, we've done stickers.
Yeah, stickers work. Yeah.
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 We have PTA stickers that they can stick on there.
Oh, hole punch. That's a great idea.
Hole punch.
Little pieces of paper everywhere, but these are so many great ideas. I'm so happy with all this stuff.
So looking at the time, it's 6:56, and we usually like to keep our meetings to an hour. This has been fabulous. I'm sure we're all getting excited here. When would we like a next meeting, a follow-up meeting where we can then go to the next steps? I can have some answers for you. And then if you want to have some colleagues that you would like to invite, when do you think that should be? We are about 2 months away from 4th of July.
We return to our regularly scheduled programming with the June meeting, and we have a speaker already lined up, and she's going to be talking about website stuff. Not me. People are tired of hearing from me about websites. Somebody else I know who's going to talk about website stuff for nonprofits. So that's our June meeting. But we'll just do the meeting about this on another night.
So Sherry, I'm taking Sherry up on her offer. Yes, why would we say no?
The yoga activity, you're in charge.
Okay, so let's pull up a calendar and see. I almost feel like we should meet, maybe in a couple, 2-3 weeks. And where does Memorial Day fall into this whole thing?
If Wednesday night is good, how about like 2 weeks from tonight? And then we try and corral all the people that couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah, so that'd be the 25th of May is in 2 weeks. And then because Memorial Day is the 30th, so people will be out of town by after that.
Our board meeting is May 26th. So we couldn't make any sort of commitment until then anyway. So you go ahead and have it, and we may, if we are doing it, will be a late entry.
It's fine.
What would
3 weeks, because 2 weeks seems very soon, although.
So June 1st, could we do June 1st?
I mean,
yeah, that'd be
I feel like you tell us.
Yeah, I think June 1st would be really, really great. I think that
but then our regular June meeting would be the following week. No, I take it back, because we meet the second. No, you're right. We meet the second Wednesday.
Same time, 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'll have my 4th of July parade at 5 right before.
Oh, that was my question. My internet cut out, so I'm sorry if I'm asking you to repeat. Are you able to meet with the parade committee before our next meeting?
Absolutely. I'm kind of on that committee, and I can email them like now. We will definitely have answers from them from some of the questions. I took some notes. I figured out how to put it on the table, Lisa.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking then I'm going to put June 1st.
So
6 p.m.
So June 1st, we'll get it on the website. We'll put it on Facebook, and then our June 8th will be our regular meeting about website, our informational meeting for the masses.
Can I interrupt here real quickly? Kamal had a really good question in the chat saying, are nonprofits allowed to sell items or support the cause of the nonprofit within their booths?
I'm wondering, Kathy, or Lisa, what the restrictions might be with the contract with the event center.
Yeah, that's the question. Is whether
Generally, the city wants a percentage if they allow you to sell anything. That's the deal with our lease with them.
Right. Well, I know that for us, again, it's a different entity. It's East Bay Regional Parks for our fall walk run, September 24th, folks. But we can't, we can accept donations, but we cannot sell items. Okay. And I know that Chamber of Commerce, Fremont, for things like Burger and Brew and the street eats, you can't do giveaways that are edible. They won't allow that either. So that's.
So why don't I find that out by our next meeting? I'll put that down as a to-do.
Have candy or something at your booth? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah, you can't give away candy.
Probably okay if you just have a giveaway and then you have a little thing if people want to make a donation. Is that?
Yeah, I've put a jar out, and I usually have remittance envelopes, but it's just a box with people can drop it in. It's a little hint there on our table when they stop by. If they want to give, they know they can give. So I put the link for our event page in the chat. When this concludes, I'll set up the June 1st Zoom. Send that info to Lisa. She'll get it on our website, I know, pretty quickly, because that's how she rolls. And so check back on that page for our June 1st meeting.
Yeah, I've seen about sidewalk chalk, and I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
I'll ask.
Yeah, that's a cute idea, Lisa. And I get too that a lot of folks, and I think it's great that they want to do things that are a little bit like more environmentally friendly.
Yes, you can buy chalk that can be washable down, but again, it's whatever the city, and with a brand new event center and concrete. But there's a lot of ways to do chalk art that isn't on the concrete. So happy to give some advice.
We will ask Carol.
Yeah, can I put a plug in?
Of course.
As you can see behind me, it says Reminders 2's Got Talent this Saturday, May 14th from 3 to 4:30. We're for the first time doing a virtual concert, and it is highlighting children who have submitted their talent, and it's singing, it's instruments, it's classroom, individual, group. And we invite all of you to join us. It probably will be on Facebook. We started with Zoom, and we will continue. I think we're going to do both, but we're having a little trouble getting people to attend. And these children, all their videos are going to be shown, and the winners will be announced in all those categories. Plus, on our website, you can you can view the videos of all the entries and vote a popular vote who you think should win. And it's really unique, and we have never done it before. So we appreciate you helping to spread the word on it, and hopefully see you there.
Maybe Carol, Carol or Vera, maybe submit it, and so we can get it on our calendar on our website.
Oh, it's on the calendar.
Is it already?
Yeah, it should be there. I just didn't know if anyone here, I just thought I'd remind everyone here.
Well, and that's the beauty of us getting together is sharing events and cross promoting. And I see Vera put the website in there, the link in there in our chat.
Another question, does anybody know somebody who would come and do face painting? Kids?
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I know someone, she's really good, but she's got a baby now.
And probably that might be something we can't do yet
Okay.
because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
close proximity.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Yeah, might not be able to do that just yet. Good
I was
idea.
even thinking about the tattoos because we have tattoos, and the thing is, you usually use a sponge, and then I thought maybe if we had something so each one was disposable, like a paper towel, because you have to wet the back of it.
Arm painting, yeah. Arms,
Many
hands are
rules,
good. Yeah,
so many rules, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Good. Man, Emily, you're just a plethora of ideas. I love it.
so Lisa, can we post things? Like if we have an event going on, can we post it on the nonprofit websites or?
On our
or
website, sure.
Yeah.
There's a form. Submit as many as you've got.
I know, I haven't been using it. So, I
We've
mean,
got some
this is
pretty
good. It's
fun-
waking me up. Because I was thinking like Tri-City Interfaith Council has a lot of things.
Sure,
going
like I'll tell you, like Ruth and Vera are the best about sending the events. They're every time they do something, and we're happy to post anything that people are doing.
Okay.
And then also on that, our main page there on the very bottom right is stay informed and joining the mailing list. And the mailing list, if we do it once a month is our normal to let you know who our next speaker event. At the very most, it's twice a month, and it's very non-invasive, and it just keeps you up to speed on things. So signing up for our newsletter is a really good thing to do.
And our Facebook page, we post our events there.
Yeah. Well, it's 7:05, folks. I think we've done it for